Hey guys, it's Bill from Linden, Tennessee. This has nothing to do with lawnmowers or Volkswagens. We've got 8 chickens, 1 rooster, oh, 7 chickens, 1 rooster, and about a month or so, 2 of these hens started getting broody, sitting on eggs, and then a third one joined in, and we got baby chickens now. So I'm sorry for being a dork here, but this is just really cute, and they like mealworms. So okay. All right, on to more serious stuff. I got the new condenser. I sent that other one back. It was too big. Got the new condenser from Summit Racing, and this one's much better. It's let's see, it's 8 inches. Yeah, it's 8 inches by, well, the condenser itself is 8 inches by about 32, but then these, these stick out, say 2 inches. So it's about 38, 39 inches across. But being 8 inches tall is really great because up underneath here, let's see if we can see anything. Oh, up under here, that's hold on, that's less than 8 inches. You can't see a damn thing, but you can trust me when I tell you that that's less than 8 inches. So, hold on, I'm going to show you. Dang it. So yeah, see, that's considerably less than 8 inches. So I can put that condenser vertical up in here. I was thinking about making it at an angle, either an angle this way or an angle coming back this way. And this way was sort of, I guess you'd say like that. This way was kind of getting my vote because I'll have the fans on the back side of it pulling air through it, and then that air would just get directed straight down. But mostly it would get directed away from the front side of this battery box. However, if it's like this, then road debris, leaves and muck and stuff could find its way up on the coils, and that could end up making a mess. It could clog it up, and it could be kind of a maintenance mess. So I would much rather have it vertical like that. And then, again, I'll have the fans blowing it, but now they will be blowing against this. But I think all I'll need to do is just make a little shield, just make a simple little shield to get an air gap so that the air blows off of that and then just goes straight down. And I think that'll be great. And then once I've got that mounted up here, and the mounts will be fairly simple. I wonder if I can turn my light on. Hold on. There we go. The mounts will be fairly simple. And they will basically just go up in those rails on both sides. And it'll just be a diagonal piece or a vertical piece that just goes up inside that rail, welds in solid, and then I'll probably have like a bottom support against that. And then, like I say, I can make a little diverter that goes against this battery box to keep all that hot air, because it will be hot. If the air conditioner is working well, it's going to pull all that heat out of the cab and put it outside. And I don't want it blowing all over my boxes because it's going to be warm enough anyway in the middle of July when it's 100 degrees. These batteries are already be 100 degrees, and I don't want to go blowing, more hot air on them. But anyway, that's going to work pretty cool. All right, guys, I meant to show you this yesterday, but I didn't. So got the condenser all up here and mounted. It is plenty stiff. I wasn't sure if it was going to be, but I think it is. Also got my pump mounted over here. That's going to be for the drive unit cooling. And yeah, so this is all done. I've got about 2 inches of clearance back there, and I've sent out a question on a couple EV groups asking if anybody knows what sort of clearance needs to be behind these things, and the general consensus is, I don't know. I've had everything from that'll be fine to you need at least twice as much as that. So who knows? What I'll end up doing is just put these little fans. These are just little 7-inch fans. I've got 2 of them. I'll just put them on the edges for now, and then leave the center open for like airflow to come from underneath there. That's not a drive shaft clearance. That's actually the exhaust pipe. So I'll just let the sort of free airflow go in there. I don't think it's going to actually, I don't know. I'll just see how it is. The kind of cool thing is if it looks like there's not enough airflow behind it, I can always just space these out. And when I make my lines, I'll make them out of flexible. I'll make them flexible so that I can do that in the future if I need to. So that is that. Moving forward, now that that's accomplished, I can start working on my front battery box. And here it is. Put some permanent mounts on here. And as with all of this stuff, nothing's ever as easy as you'd like for it to be. The rear mounts, I'm just going to have them back here. I got these little dudes off of Amazon. I had previously bought these ones off of Amazon also, and they look really cool, but all these are is just a solid piece of all thread with this rubber cast around it. Like this is, you know, that's just one piece. So that's really no good. If you did put this on something, if you put like a compressor, like a big air compressor in your shop on it, like there would be shock absorption, but every time it moved, it'd be loosening this. Anyway, it sucks. Those suck. So I got some different ones, and these ones are nice and low profile. There is no connection between this stud up here and then the bolt hole down there. So that's good. That's good for electrical non-conductivity, if that is something I want to be worried about. And it's also good for a certain amount of shock absorption. Yeah. So these, hold on, are going to go in these dudes. I had these left over from the rear battery box when I revamped its mounting situation. So those will just sit in there like that, of course. And then these here, for the back ones anyway, are just going to sort of slide down there, and I'll be able to weld them along this edge, and along that edge, and along the top and the bottom. So they'll be in there solid, and then just make some sort of a bracket that welds to this cross member here. This is part of the frame, it's part of the subframe. So somehow mounts all that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Probably have to get rid of all this gook, which is a shame because that stuff's really hard to remove. But that's what I'll have to do. Do that on both sides. But on the front, I've already done a little bit of work here. On the front, I'll have to make a couple more of these, I guess. But these are just going to mount here like that. The thing I was worried about is this is all just 16 gauge. This is really, really thin, and this box is going to weigh a lot. So I want to beef that up, and the only way I knew how to do that is to either lay a piece on top of it and just weld it to it, and that would have been fine, except that over here in this area from the factory there were some like reinforcing pieces that sort of did the same thing what I'm saying, and they were spot welded in about 500 different places. So removing those pieces to be left with a flat surface here was going to be really difficult. And so I cut that section out, and then just to be samey on both sides, I cut that side out too. So what I'll do is I'll get some 1/8 inch sheet metal, cut it out to size, and then weld it in here. And this back part, it's just going to be 1/8 inch sort of butt welded up against this 16 gauge, which isn't going to be terribly strong. But up here, it's 1/8 inch against 16 gauge, but it's right here at this break. So that'll make that much stronger, I think. And what I could also do, you can't really see it, but down in here there's like a sort of it pressed in smashed in a flat area. I could cut a hole right there, make a little angle on the bottom side of this 1/8 inch piece here, and that goes to that, and then spot weld that little angle. Anyway, that could be a stiffener for this, kind of simulating what the factory did for this front engine mount that they had. They sort of stiffened that whole section up, same like what I'm talking about. So I'll probably do something like that. That's going to be kind of difficult. Yeah, it's just going to be kind of difficult getting that correct, but I think I'll figure it out somehow. I don't know how. All right, so here's what I came up with. These are going to be my hugely over-engineered and strong supports. And I'll show you what these look like installed here in a second. But the way this is going to kind of work is, this is the top, and this will be right here. And just for setup purposes, I've got just this 1/4-20 hole tapped in there, and that'll hold it in position on that, I don't know what you'd call this part, that part that goes across, cross member. And yeah, I'll just show you what it looks like. Okay, so there they are installed. So now the full weight of the battery will push down on this, which will push down inwards on this. But then I've got these little plates here that I'll put on top. Say that I'll put on top, and I'll just weld them in. This is only 16 gauge, but that's good enough for what it's going to be doing. Weld them in, and then I'll drill some little holes. Well, I'll figure out where the mounting point for this is. It's going to be roughly there, but I'll figure out where that is, drill and tap the hole for that, and then I'll come in all around it and just drill some little holes for some plug welds. Same on this side. And then once I've got that done, then I'll come in here, I'll take this bolt out, maybe, and then just drill a little hole right there for a little plug weld, and then I'll fill in that hole also with a plug weld. And that's how that's going to work. So that'll just be all welded down there and solid and tight and Bob's your uncle. And then of course I'll go around the outside of that and, you know, stitch weld that in and sand it down flat, and that'll get all painted over and you'll never know it's there. All right, these are tacked in place now. I'm gonna call it a night, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.